Hey everyone, it's Shay Seeking. Welcome back to the channel. And again, I just wanted to speak some more on this whole topic of, uh, you know, cyber like bullying. Like, when is enough gonna be enough? It's like, you know, who do you tell? You know what I'm saying? Who do you tell? You know, um, who do you report these things to? Like, you can report something that someone is doing to you on certain platforms, and it either gets handled or not. We already know how it is, favoritism, how they work on these different networks, and how all of this these platforms operate. But when who do you tell when it is the actual higher ups, right? Who do you go to when the higher ups are messing with you on that level? Like, you're trying to live a normal life, you're trying to, share information with the people, connect with other people that may be dealing with these particular types of things. You're dealing with these things at the same time. You have to, many people would rather not talk about these things and deal with these things. But, you know, I wonder, okay, because I'm pretty strong. I'm pretty tough, right? I keep getting back up, right? Again, and if it was that serious, or if they had that much power, right? Then I guess you just wouldn't be here anymore, right? So if you go, I guess if you go too far over into that arena or into that lane, that might be the case for some people. How many people have been targeted or lost their lives or their livelihood, or you know anything, by just basically being bullied? Like, if you don't shut your mouth, then we'll do this. If you don't shut your mouth, then we'll do that, and so on and so forth. And it's just like, we're all on here trying to tell our story. I mean, when it comes to YouTube, it's supposed to be your story because it's YouTube, right? So I'm just thinking, how many of how many people are being abused in this manner? What are our rights to protect ourselves from other people that have the power, okay, and the resources to use them in order to target everyday individuals online? Now, one may say that you don't have to be online, but most people need to. Most people are networking. Most people are looking for other people to share their stories with or to connect with on that level, right? Nobody wants their life disturbed in something that you were doing or you enjoy doing. Now you're being targeted for doing something that you enjoy doing, something that you do, And so it's just like, how long are we going to take these particular types of things as being just the regular everyday people? Because all of these rights and restrictions being ripped from us on a day-to-day basis, well, I guess it really wouldn't matter where we're going to be in a minute. I guess it wouldn't matter because a lot of people are taking this thing in their arms and they're being altered. They're being altered in a certain manner. And when it comes down to it, we see a lot of division, but I feel like there's going to be another form of division on the level of those who have that and who didn't get that. Kind of like they live, right? And so the people that did not fall for the okey doke are going to be the ones that don't get that. And they are going to be able to see that these other people not only may be acting different, but they may also be used as forms of towers themselves in order to target individuals. There's a video clip that I saw on some show that's coming out. I don't know if it was called Them or something. It kind of reminds me of Us. I don't know if the same people that made that movie make created this show, but it's like this family that moves into this neighborhood and everybody is acting weird in the fucking neighborhood. Like it's some kind of like Stepford's Wives of 2021, where all of these people are like sitting outside of their house, they're just watching them. And you know, I don't know, I'm not going to go into all detail about the clip, but I'm pretty sure you guys have seen it. But it, you know, that kind of stuff is, I mean, it should bother people. That should really concern you. That should really concern you at the end of the day with this technology that they're putting into people's bodies. And it will come a time when you cannot trust many people. And it will come a time where I'm going to want to see that damn card. No, I don't want to see that card. You see what I'm saying? If I'm going to be dealing with you. Because our vessels can be used, again, by these companies, by these towers, with these towers, okay, in order to manipulate further the masses. And it goes back to even Black Mirror. There was this one episode that I really couldn't get into it, but it kind of bothered me. And I guess a girl, she woke up and, you know, something was wrong with her. I can't remember. And she's running around town or whatever, you know, screaming for help because somebody's after her or something is after her. And everybody in town is just sitting there with their phones out recording her. And she's like, help. And she's running around. She's screaming. She's saying all these things. You know, she's trying to get some help, trying to get some assistance. And I think she's bleeding and shit. You know, it's just crazy. And, you know, everybody's just got their phones out and they're just looking. And I'm just trying to tell you that some of us are a little bit more gifted than others. And those are the ones that are going to be targeted heavily. And they have a way of, I feel they will have a way, and we'll just say they, because they know who they are. So they will have a way to transplant thoughts and things into other people, to use them against people, you know. And, you know, this is no offense at all. I'm just basically speaking on what I see because that's just what I do. And I've noticed, again, and this has nothing to do with me saying who had the vaccine, who didn't have it, whatever. Not saying that any of these people are you know, doing anything other than what they regularly would be doing, except for I've noticed that a lot of people that I have not seen in my feed for a very long time, all of a sudden, now these are people that I was dealing with. These are people, you know, that were, and again, people can, the way it fluctuates, or again, we're not in charge of, or we don't control the algorithm of what comes up in our feed and things like that. I think that this is something, another tactic that they use to keep, some people cut off and pushed off to the side. Again, for whatever, maybe bad behavior or something that you're saying that may be waking up or inspiring other people to do the same thing. But it's like a silent kind of warfare, because I know I'm not the only one that's dealing with this because other people talk about it. But those videos don't make it to the front lines. Those videos don't make it to the front lines. The videos that make it to the front line, that shroud and crowd out the real shit that's going on, is what they want you to talk about. Is what the headlines are talking about. The things they want you to talk about, because whatever they're talking about and they want you to talk about, that is what they are using as a distraction when other shit is going on. And I'm just saying that we need to be paying attention. I think there was another clip that I saw today about a movie that's coming out. And let me see why I even brought this one up. Oh, well, I really don't know about this much about this movie, but I think I've only seen it one time, and it was actually at the movies, where a lady and her children were trying to escape. There was some kind of apocalypse or something that had happened. And she was trying to find a place, and I don't know, it was up somewhere, because he was like, why did you come up here? And she they were talking about how the people that are left are not even regular people or whatever, like this. So again, slowly and surely, people have been getting this thing placed inside of them, or these things placed inside of them. Things are changing. People are, I'm someone that's really good at reading energy of people. I'm also someone that, I don't know, people in public are drawn to stop and talk to, ask questions and things like that. So although I don't deal with a lot of people, I'm just one of those people that people tend to talk to in the stores. I don't know. It's always bothered my kids and stuff, like my children. There's a difference. Um, all the time. Because they don't want nobody really talking to me or them anyway. But the whole point is, I could just see the difference in the demeanor. You know what I'm saying? And I know I'm rightfully saying. I mean, I might be witnessing lots of things, and I might be seeing things and privy to a lot of things because I know how to read people to a certain extent, in energies and signs and stuff like that. But don't tell me you ain't noticed. And that's not the only way. It's coming in through the air, it's coming in through your water, visuals, sound, food. Even if you grow your own food, the soil. And so people are being changed. There's an organic source here. And there, think of it as, even when we talk about the American Gods, that show. And I correlate these things because, people watch these for enjoyment, and maybe they'll pay attention a little bit more next time they watch it. But there are some old gods, and a lot of us have brought back the energy of those old gods today through your makeup, through your bloodline, through your lineage. And they know exactly who you are. The people that know who they are. Some of these things are foreign alterations, signals, lasers, energy being passed on, frequency. This stuff is real. It's been done in the past. These same things have been done in the past. I think different gods, are there's different species and groups on this plane. Yes. That may even look a lot like you. Yes. But they're not you. Yes. Or we're not them. See, again, a lot of us, come from some of this heraldry. I mean, it just is what it is. Some of the stuff, when it comes to these images and stuff that we see, they're representing, yes, those of the past, but they're also telling a story of those who were to come, of us. More than likely, again, those are us that you're seeing. This is why a lot of us can really connect with and see some of these so-called, some of these deities and gods that were so-called from the past, again, that may have been, again, and I don't like reincarnation, right? But this may be the spirit of one of your ancestors again, and now it's resurfaced through you. Generational curses, chosen ones, those who may be black sheep of the family some of the times. You don't have to be, just saying. It just seems like that. Or even maybe when you start your journey, it just ends up going that way. But I noticed since I put that video out, when I'm talking more about what was going on, of course, we can say that it may just be some people don't like the other material that was put out and they're more interested in this, or maybe they see your face and, so they want to see what you're talking about. But again, it's just like going through all of the motions and the growth and all of the development that I've gone through over the past couple of years with taking a different approach and a different mindset and a different view at things. some of the information may not have been what people wanted to see, but then they may be interested in this information. But it's just really, it's just really strange about what I was talking about in that video. And then to now have such a shift or change in who's paying attention. Even just feeling the difference as to when I know that I had been monitored, right? When I started to realize that this was going on, the energy even from then is shifted. And it may have, with the things that do come through the feed or through your algorithm. I mean, through your, what do you call it? Okay. You know what I'm saying? Things that pop up with your preference, right? The more you click on things, the more things are going to come up like that, and so on and so forth. So like a lot of shopping ads and stuff like that. So we're talking about, okay, that's all cute and everything, but I'm talking about other types of material that can affect the way you think about yourself and others on a day-to-day basis, on a second-by-second basis as you're scrolling. You know what I'm saying? And you have to learn how to block these things. But again, you're seeing them and you're taking them in, really. So just remember that. And if you're not strong enough to be somebody that can automatically block that, it'll get you. It'll change. It'll start changing the way you see and shit. But at the same time, we are in a time. There should be a lot more people that feel like, especially those who are speaking information or sharing information with other people. You notice something funny. And this, again, not in my case, but I'm thinking about me right now. But then I'm thinking about other people that may not be able to be hit and come back and get back up. And that they don't talk about the number of people that have committed suicide or anything like that from this thing. We don't even talk. I don't even hear nothing about the numbers anymore. I don't hear about nothing. I don't really hear about where they gonna set up these locations at. And when things get quiet like that, and you hear that people actually still going to get this, that should be concerning. That should be concerning to you. Why don't, if everybody's supposed to be getting this thing, and if they're not bluffing, and if this is what's going on, where's all the data that's showing us where we can go locations to get this thing? Even though I'm not touching the shit, but I'm just saying for anybody, you see what I'm saying? I don't see anything in my feed about that. These are the need to know things. I don't see the ingredients coming through my feed. I didn't see how to wear the face masks coming through my feed when they were so important for us to wear at some point in time. It's just, this society is so sick and twisted. Like, the things that are put on the forefront are just really kind of ridiculous at this point. And people really dealing with real things. And we have these people that have the audacity to target using a form of warfare against the American people. And again, by the time you start speaking out about it, all heads have turned. They notice things. They might come and check because they heard rumors or they see things. But really, by the time you're talking, you're opening up your mouth, once you come out of the dark and start speaking about the story, everybody's on to something else. And so I can see how these people's voice can get shrouded in the background. And I just think, when do we take a stand? When do we say, hold on, wait a minute. When do we start a petition? When do we start something and show them that actually, really, because we do need the platforms, actually, really, this is what we're going to be demanding that you guys we hold you accountable for. People's privacy, things like this. We've heard them talk about it in layman's term, just on the surface, talking about, how these people, and we repeat it and talk to our friends about it, and we mention it and shit, but really, how deep does it really go? How deep does it really go? What is in the small print? What is in the small print on all of these apps? They need to be checked. And that's the thing. I just think we go on with our daily lives and we're just entertained by these things. But entertainment, enter and obtain. So again, a lot of people aren't even thinking. And with some of this stuff where it goes so fucking fast and, it's just all these, I don't know. I'm not really, I do a little bit of TikToking, watching, but when it goes to that, I think it was one before that used to be like that. And I used to be worried about the girls watching it. Maybe y'all remember, a couple years back. Something with them little video clips. And it's just very, so they got your mind going so fast. You can't even slow down and think about what the hell you done taken in all day. And at the same time, people are being programmed. You're being programmed. You don't even realize how deep it is. And this is the world that we're going to be handing over to our children. This is the world that we will be, just say, so many people are dying from taking this fucking thing. Do you think these certain camps that I told you guys about, do you think just because they're not talking about it in the media that people aren't being... Where are all these people that came over, just like those camps that the people that come over the border are held? You don't think that they could eventually turn into places where American citizens can be held? What I'm saying is, we're talking Godheads. Is there going to be coming a time soon where the old mind, body, soul is going to be, or at least your mind and your soul are going to be dead? And there's going to be these little moving parts that some of us have seen, that you're inhaling in those masks, the little particles and stuff that seem to come alive if you look at them very closely. How many of us already have these things? And again, doesn't have to come from that thing that they want to put in you. There's other ways that they're doing this. If everything that you're eating is modified, when do you become modified? If the soil you're planting your food in is becoming tainted by modification, the animals, pets, plants, trees, a lot of dying trees in a lot of neighborhoods. A lot of people just cutting them down now. A lot of road construction with strange shit going up. New barricades being added. Just saying. Y'all be paying attention. We should be outraged. And yes, I'm smiling here. I have a headache, so just trying to talk quiet. But we should really be outraged that big companies, will just use that, entities, are able to use their might to squash regular everyday people, to dampen their voices about things that matter. Anything that you see most of the time on the news doesn't really matter. It matters because they told you that it matters. And it only matters when they tell you it matters. It doesn't matter when it's your family and friends. They don't get their stories plastered on the news for weeks and weeks and days and 24 hours a day. They don't get that. Your people, some of them that didn't even have to die, that were in those fucking hospitals, didn't even get a funeral service. While because something is made I'm not saying it's a spectacle, it was made a spectacle. These people are having multiple funerals and carrying bodies across the country for certain things that we saw happening during this whole thing. But you couldn't even have one service. And it wasn't your choice. It was somebody else that said that we can't do that, and you just didn't do it. It's just already too late for a lot of people. You know, I'm out at the park. I like to go to the park. I love walking in the park. But I get so, and again, you know, it doesn't bother me all day, but just seeing it, small children running in the park with masks on. I don't understand. The whole family, actually. Now, I'm in the store today. They always have to ask me, do I have one? And I don't. And if you don't have one, then you don't want me to shop here if you don't want me to come in here without one. But now you have people commenting on each other's masks. Oh, I love your mask. This. Are you serious? I just don't understand. I don't understand, guys. And I don't want to keep talking about these same things. I want to be like, oh my goodness, guys, everything is so wonderful. We're moving on and, you know, we should just be peaceful. And I just can't. I just can't. You know, I really just can't. I just can't. I mean, but it's too late now. And I think the reason why they're telling us don't worry about it and don't take it like that and don't look at it like that, the reason why they're saying that is because they're like that. People have been altered. Some of us have been built to be here at this time, and it doesn't affect us in that way. And we are going to be the only ones that's going to be able to stand. Do you realize that? Do you realize that? I just don't know. If people act like everything got to be so clean and professional and everything like that, I'm just talking to y'all. I'm just talking because I'm bothered. I'm bothered. Now, just because it doesn't have me running around here nervous and scared to do what I would regularly do and not giving a damn, doesn't mean that it doesn't bother me that other people that may not be able to see and recuperate from these things and deal with these things on a certain level, I can only imagine how they feel. I can only imagine how they must feel. People that don't have anyone. People that are not that strong themselves to be able to deal with something like this. You know, it does bother me. It kind of bothers me that I have to be concerned, right? Again, you think little old me, but a lot of us are not little old me. And that's why they're messing with you. This is why they want to keep you divided. This is why they don't want you 6 feet within 6 feet of people. Because they're not telling you the truth about what this thing is. They haven't been telling us the truth the whole time. So just wondering, just because someone's not making a big deal out of it doesn't mean that a lot of people aren't concerned about it. But when do we start making real noise about it, and who do we take it to? Because at the end of the day, you're slowly seeing all of your livelihood is going to be taken away. It's going to be taken away. And, the very people that you care about and you love, and, they are going to be taken away in a sense where they'll still be there, but they won't be there. And you'll find yourself feeling like an outsider, for real, around these particular people. So, I know everybody has to have some, type of frustration, especially people, like I said, that's sharing information that is needed, but maybe they don't want it. So, again, I'm just wondering, when do we just say, okay, we'll micromanage and say, oh, for this particular, and really, the small things are happening, right? I'm talking about on a scale, on a global scale. When do we let them know how we feel about this thing and what we demand be changed? I don't know. It just, sometimes I'm just that kind of person. I don't know. Sometimes I feel like just everybody one day, or starting some kind of thing where, what would you do? We all write a letter and send it off somewhere and send them off on the same day. Tell them how we feel individually about certain things. Do we have something where you can go print it off of a website or something? And would people even participate? Would it be a waste of time? Is it worth even maybe trying it? I wonder how far some of this stuff goes. How far does it go? It's kind of like dealing with a gang or something. You know what I'm saying? Are you going to have to worry about some kind of drive-by? And again, they're not using they're not using any type of weapons that you think they're going to be using in a drive-by. They're using things that are undetectable. Things that hover. Things that can come in the undetected, we'll say that. And direct them. And direct energy. So, I'm just saying, don't be so quick to call people a CP. We'll use that. Don't think that they're conspiring all the time, because a lot of us are able to see. We were put here. We were fine-tuned in order to detect these particular things, to sound the alarm. Watchers. But I guess at this point, I feel like, yes, it may be a lost cause, but there's still a small group of us out there that can see. And it wouldn't be a time. I know we're connecting with people on other levels, but it wouldn't be a bad time to be connecting with people on those levels, because connecting with people on other levels, in a second notice, that can be turned. They can be turned. And then what do? They can be turned. And then what do? There will be a division. And it won't be pretty. We're going to have to come to that conclusion at some point in time if we don't stop this. If we don't stop this. So, I want to thank you guys for watching. And I'll see you guys soon. Take care.